as well. Jay Bala of Cash the Chaos is joining us on this leg of the show. Jay, good afternoon. Always good having you on Closing Bell. So tell us, first of all, let's talk Nifty, because what we've seen in the last couple of sessions is that this 19,500 to about 19,520, 530, this is becoming a bit of a near-term hurdle. I mean, the market's finding it a little tough to cross it with the kind of momentum that we saw in the earlier week. What do you make of it? What are the Nifty levels that you're tracking now?
Absolutely. Good to be here. See, the markets projected these levels of 9,500 and the markets are responding to those resistance. But the bullish structure for the Nifty is incomplete. It needs to make at least one more higher high. But the problem the market has is that the 19,303, the pullback that we saw, is too shallow to be a complete short-term correction. So the market needs to at least pull back somewhere closer to 19,100 for it to resemble an extreme short-term correction. So I think that's what the market is trying to do. But in the event that the 19,303 that we saw yesterday or a couple of days ago, if that still holds and the market were to head a little bit higher, then the extreme short-term movement, the intraday movements of Nifty is going to get very significant. But, the short-term is still bullish. We are still looking for higher highs, probably projecting levels of 19,750 to 19,900. But it would be ideal for the markets to drop closer to 19,100.
Okay, all right. Hi, Jay. Good afternoon. Jay, what about individual stocks? I believe you're quite bullish on Pidilite. Tell us how that's set up.
Yeah, this is slight laggard within the FMCG space, and the short-term movements are quite attractive. As long as the stock can hold about 25.58, I think fresh 52-week highs are on the card somewhere closer to 29.28. Likewise, I have a bullish objective on and a small cap IT Infobeams technology. As long as the stock can hold above 447, I have an objective somewhere close to 880 record highs. It's not going to play out really quickly. It's a medium-term outlook that can play out about something like 3 to 6 months or slightly beyond. It may not be as fast as Selectric that we had picked up last week, but it's a very bullish setup, pretty similar to Selectric, but it is a slightly illiquid name. But so a stop loss above 447 is absolutely essential.
Jay, Reliance Industries in the last few days is seeing some great momentum. Yesterday and today combined, the stock has moved up nearly 5%. And this month, it's seen a rally of 8.5%. Do you see a lot of upside in Reliance?
Yeah, I think Reliance, as long as it can stay above 25.44, I think it's still trending up and pushing towards record highs. An objective closest to 28.50 is what is potentially happening here. But from a very long-term perspective, I'm slightly cautious about it because it's moved up from the September 2020 levels in a very choppy fashion. That's not a sign of strength. But as long as the stock can hold about 25.44, assume the bullishness to continue. But see some resistance towards coming near the all-time highs about 28.50, 28.52.
Okay, that's a view on Reliance. Jay, just want to get your thoughts on some of these consumer stocks. I was just looking at Titan even now. I mean, the momentum has been so strong. The stock has been making almost very regularly fresh 52-week highs. So either that one or any of the other FMCG names, do you see any worthwhile trades there?
Within the FMCG space, I think Dabur is relatively weak. Godfrey Phillips is relatively weak. But as long as ITC can hold about 440, I think the sector as such will trend up. But the momentum is dissipating there. Not something to be worried about. But the Nifty FMCG index as such, if it can hold above 5,500, continue to see higher levels. But if 5,500 were to break below, on an intraday basis or even on a daily closing level, I think that will be a cause of concern for the sector. But keep a focus on ITC as long ITC is the driver for the entire sector. So still trending up, but it's weakening a bit.
Okay, what about the Nifty Bank? You said on the Nifty you would call it a healthy sign if the Nifty dips to levels of 19,100 and then starts its up move to levels of perhaps even 19,900. What's the trajectory on the Nifty Bank?
Yeah, the Bank Nifty is relatively closer and relatively weaker. And as long as the sector can hold above 44,000 to 43,400, I would assume it's still trying to make one more record high. But I've projected the long-term resistance at about 47,000 to 49,000. And I don't think from that point of view, it's got much upside to work with. We had picked up RBL Bank, AU Small Finance Bank a few weeks ago. They're all pushing and coming to fresh 52-week highs. Try to slightly lighten up there. The banking sector is a laggard compared to the Nifty and the broader market.
All right, let's wind this down, Jay, with a quick word on the dollar index. How is that shaping up?
Yeah, I think the dollar index is going through an ideal push towards 100.7 or slightly below that. But once it does that, it will complete a long-term correction from 114.7 that it clocked in September last year. And once that move is complete, we can. I'm anticipating a resumption of the long-term uptrend for the dollar index. The more important thing here is the U.S. bond yields. The U.S. 2-year has crossed the regional banking crisis highs. The U.S. 10-year has also crossed the regional banking crisis high registered in March. So, watch out for it. At the moment, the markets are still trending up, but cracks are starting to appear.
Okay, Jay, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us that view on the index. We look forward to having a chat with you next Tuesday as well. Well, time to wind down the markets then. The Nifty Financial Services Index